Today, now going over to the political part podcast, you have Vivek going viral again for critiquing Ukraine's funding. Now this comes to Vivek's specific X-Twitter profile, and he is responding to a post from David Sachs. Now David Sachs was talking about how you have a $61 billion funding bill for Ukraine, and Vivek responds and said, quote, anyone who plans to, quote, vote for more Ukraine funding should join us tonight and make the best case for it. Make clear what exactly the next $61 billion will do that the first $100 billion didn't. We need more open dialogue outside our echo chambers, and we will do it in a civil manner, unquote. Oh, he also added an American flag emoji. And he was doing a little shout out to a little virtual room that they were hosting earlier. And as youth might say, this went viral to say the least. So statistics I actually wrote down a little bit earlier, even though it did happen a couple days ago. It got right under 12 million views in 12 hours. Just pretty impressive to say the least. It also got 17,000 likes. So not the most like ratio for Vivek, though still a high volume to say the least. Now, not to brag, but I did get 12 likes on a video last week. It was pretty, as youth might say, dope or cool. That's probably still in, maybe. Probably. Maybe not. Now, again, that is important to note. There have been some of the most corrupt countries in history. If you look at even CNN, like every news company was in agreement prior to Russia conflict that Ukraine is extremely corrupt. The money just kind of vanishes. And the U.S. is sending them a lot of money, and we are, and with basically no strings attached, very little accountability, and it's been disappearing. I mean, who would have thought it's been disappearing yet again? Now, we are also sending them aid in terms of military hardware materials, military support with training and allegedly on the ground, as well as medical devices and physical aids in that regard. So it is not just cash, but it is also materials, including our ammo, that many resources are going around the world to that country, including our tax dollars. Now, let's go in the comments and see what are people talking about. Paul Zazupa says, quote, anyone who plans to vote for more Ukraine funding isn't for America. Most Americans polled don't want to fund this war, and it seems an odd choice for any politician to continue to try to fund it, especially when our border is invaded by many thousands of illegals daily, unquote. I got 721 likes, which is ironic. So many people, the same people who really hate having a border for the United States, want to support Ukraine for the issue with their border. Interesting lack of consistency, to say the least. We also have Luke Zaleski, who is not the top comment, but I follow him just to get some extra data. I want to find out. I think my life is more interesting when you're not in an echo chamber. So I try to read comments from people on the left, people on the right, people in the middle, make it a little more interesting. And he is, politically speaking, very much far left. Now, he says, quote, out of an echo chambers, this is you talking to the same people who always talk to each other on Elon's right-wing petri dish of cat turds, unquote. Now, mentally vacuous. Yeah, I'd say so. And that did only get 29 likes, but 29 people did agree with that statement. Now, I don't know what he means by echo chamber, since there's the Twitter Spaces. Again, it's my anecdotal experience. A lot of the groups are pretty diverse. Now, granted, if you name a group, let's say you want to talk about civil rights, or no, that's universal. If you want to talk about something like the border, the Second Amendment, or let's say government funding for food stamps, you'll get the people most likely to agree with the main topic, usually. But there are a fair amount of people in the middle, and then a couple of contrarians like to show up as well. So, again, anecdotally speaking, I've had pretty good experiences with Twitter X Spaces, and get pretty good diverse of thought. So, that's just my experience, though. Your experience may very well vary. Going down to other comments, you have Cat Dirt saying, quote, none of the Uniparty war pigs will be there. They'll sell us out in the middle of the night, unquote, getting 1.7 thousand likes. The Hunker says, quote, cover up. And here's a picture of Zelensky, which, again, pathetic. If you give someone over $100 billion and he can't even suit up like every man should, and let's be honest, this guy's not on the front line. He just wears the same sweater every single time. I can't tell if it's, I mean, this is not a fashion show, obviously, but I'd give him an F- for fashion, to say the least. Now, this looks like, and again, this is a picture of Zelensky holding a microphone, and the text says, quote, I told Biden that if he didn't give me another $1 billion that I would expose his corruption. Well, son of a bitch, unquote, getting 501 likes. Let's see here. Righteous Crusader says, quote, I would like to know why Senate Democrats continually block any amendments that require an inspector general and oversight of the billions to go to Ukraine. Unquote. And it got 120 likes, which, yeah, that's a good question. What's wrong with that accountability if you're giving someone billions upon billions upon billions of dollars? It'd be interesting to see, yeah, where's that money going, by the way? It'd be kind of nice to know. Maybe that's just asking too much. Let's see here. Sassafras84 says, quote, just found it to bookmark it. I would like to hear the reasoning from the other side. What is the end game, the goal? America cannot afford to keep funding Ukraine. We have our own mess in our own backyard that the Biden administration refuses to protect and clean up. I'm quoting 205 likes. Which, yeah, no one's actually, there's not like quantifiable goals or conditions or anything being given. It's just kind of throwing more and more billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of dollars at them. Interesting. Let's see here. Gunther Eagleman says, quote, hashtag Don J. Bacon doesn't have the nutsack to come on, unquote, getting 307 likes. Valentina Gomez says, quote, American tax dollars should go to America, not any other country, unquote, getting 531 likes. Let's see here. Oh, geez, Louise, little. I was going to say, I thought there was less ads when you. Let's see here. Yeah, what the heck? Maybe you get to pay for the super premium XY Banana Falcon level of X Twitter membership because I paid for the verified. I forget what level I paid for. But yeah, I still see the ads every once in a while. Nevertheless, let's see here. Do one or two more comments. Banger42 says, quote, these are all traitors who are funding the deep state through money laundering. Time to remove them once for all. Unquote, getting 53 likes. Rob Noblet says, quote, so far, 137 billion to Ukraine. A Senate pushing a bill to send another 60 billion for the potential total of almost 200 billion. The entire Marine Corps budget, people, housing, vehicles, aircraft, supplies, fuel, is 40 billion. 5x the Marine Corps budget. U.S. debt equals 34 trillion and going up, unquote. I got 31 likes. It would be nice if the U.S. government had a modicum of intelligence when it comes to balancing a budget, but Democrats and Republicans have yet to come to that conclusion or, stop bleeding money so that we are just further and further and further in debt. Scrolling down a little bit more. Let's see. So Mr. Gandhi, parody account, it's not the real Gandhi, says, quote, President Trump confirms exactly what we've all been thinking. And Trump said, quote, I think Barack Obama has a lot to do with running the country right now, and we can't let that happen, unquote. 91 likes. So again, it'll be interesting to see because, anecdotally speaking, and again, most of the opinions we're seeing are more left side of the political aisle, or take that, reverse it. A lot of people are saying, why do we keep sending them billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of dollars when we can't even protect our own border, yet alone fix our own infrastructure or do a lot? And yet, even if consumer sentiment or people, citizen sentiment and supporters is dwindling to support Ukraine, does it really matter in terms of the government's just going to do what they want? They have been. Now, obviously, I highly recommend if you don't agree with what your local politician is doing, primary them, vote them out, get someone else to do a better job. And yet, the government, they just keep sending more and more money. So, unless there's political ramifications and people start calling out, hey, politician X, Y, and Z from my district, I noticed that I want to either primary you myself, I'm going to run against you, I'm going to fund your competition. Unless that happens, I don't see them ever changing their behavior. So, it'll be interesting to see, but I can't help but think, probably just going to give them more money. But, as I always say, time shall tell. Apologies. Now going over, let me see here. Thank you everyone again for taking the time to tune in. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of February, so if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, sharing it with your friends, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback and let me know how I can improve the show. Also, lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.